Everybody, welcome back to FTL Fridays. We are picking up with the Nesasio1, which is the stealth cruiser. We are starting Sector 3, which is going to be the rock-controlled. It's a hostile sector, so we can expect plenty of combat. As of right now, we've switched out our beam weapon. We've added in a hull laser instead, which charges as about the same speed as the beam weapon. Fires 2 shots, so we have 2 different lasers that do 2 shots, plus the heavy laser, which does 2 damage. So we've also purchased our shield. We've been cycling between shield and engine depending on the situation. We've saved our scrap here so that we can ultimately purchase those last few points in evasion. But we don't have enough to go with the 2 points in evasion as well as charging it with energy yet. It takes us 150 to get that far. So we're going to try and pick up some scrap and hope our weapons hold out. And remember, we want to get to Sector 4 and through Sector 4 with a reasonable ship. And ultimately, we're going to have to beef up our weapons just a little bit. This heavy laser is probably going to have to go, and we're probably going to have to get another dual shot laser type weapon. We need, once we start getting to those those double shield enemies, we need to have multiple shots to take down shields. And so even though this does 2 damage, it may not ultimately cut it in the long run. So fuel is still fairly critical. We've been hanging by a thread, really. We haven't gotten any really bad streaks, but we have been forced to buy fuel too. So we're going to keep that in mind as we go through this next sector. So remember, the goal is to get to the very end with as little fuel left over as possible, because you don't need much in the last stage. So you want to make sure you hit up as many nodes as humanly possible. Alright, so first up, we could go to Sun, which is no good. We can't hit both of these. So it looks like the top is a better option. There's more nodes up here. So we're going to go that way first. Hopefully it pans out for us. And dual heavy lasers like I got, not a big problem there. We should be able to dodge them without too much problem. We'll wait for him to shoot, and then we will just take out his weapons. Dodged them both as I planned. Alright, so we are going to go... We'll first try to do a dual shot on his shields. Actually, we'll do a single shot on his shields, and then we'll fire both of our duels at his weapons. Like that, like that. So, took out his weapons a little bit, didn't drop his shield down. So we'll switch and divvy up the load here. So based on his weapons are both down, so that's not a problem. They don't look like they're down, but that's just the type of ship that it is. You usually see the weapons collapse, but I can tell that they're not powered. See, yeah, they work themselves outwards. And a good way to start off this sector. I always like to start off on a good note. And 30 scrap is good. And some fuel too. Anytime you get more than 1 fuel, you've paid for the nodes, so that's good. Alright, so we're avoiding this sun here. I just don't want to deal with that because it's going to hit my systems, damage them, and I'm going to take hull damage anyways. Alright, so he's offering to upgrade piloting in exchange for some scrap. Now, do I need piloting? No. It's only 12 scrap, but every little bit of scrap helps. So if you're wondering what piloting does, basically it enables autopilot. I'm going to decline it here so you can see that if you haven't ever actually looked at it. So basically you get a little bit of evasion, but you can use autopilot. So realistically, it's not that great or necessary. It only costs 20. If I wanted to get it, I could basically get it. So 12 versus 20 in terms of scrap cost is really, nothing. So I'm fine with that. I'm going to try and hit up a couple of nodes before I actually spend anything, so I can assess what sort of ships that I'm up against. So asteroid field, these are the rough ones. This one is close to a sun. So I'm going to take this opportunity to hit up one of these dead nodes just so I can see what's here. But asteroid fields are ultimately where things get a little bit dicey here. There was nothing there, so There was a ship here, so I can hit this one, come back, and do that. It seems like it might be a little bit waste of a fuel, but that's the way I'm going to go. Let's fight the ship. Alright, missile and heavy laser. Nothing to be afraid of there. Dodge them both. And actually, the laser already missed. I was just going to put on my shields quick, but we're good. Oh, that son of a bitch. Missiles are the one thing that I would never expect to actually hit. That is grade A baloney. That's what that is. Alright, so I lost my heavy laser, which is okay. We'll try and take out weapons here. I tell you, that is something else. I'm going to send this guy into here to help fix that. Fortunately, I took out both of his weapons, and I'm going to do it again, too. Take this off. I really, really hate when missile weapons connect when you're stealth. I can see when they shoot 5 lasers at you and one of them hits. Yeah, eventually you're going to get hit, but really I should be buying my extra point in evasion. If that sort of stuff's going to happen, may as well get those last evasion points so I can guarantee the dodge. My only concern is that I find something really good in the store, so, like a pre-igniter, and when you get those really great augments, it's definitely a game changer. So, alright, let's heal some guys up here. So, the first one started off good, and I'm going to have to deal with the asteroid field next. I feel like having the evasion maxed out is probably going to be smart there. I feel like I'm probably going to be biting myself, but like I said, asteroid fields are really, really nasty if you're not ready for them. So, on a side note, I could do another layer of shield for 50 and 50, which would be 100 total. That would get me through the asteroid fields altogether. So do I value that more than the double or the 100% evasion? That is the question. You know what I'll do? I'll buy both of them, and then just buy 2 energy, and I can still cycle between the 2 of them. So I've spent all of my scrap, but I think that's actually a good usage of it. So what I'll do is I'll use the shields to soak up the asteroids, and then I can always switch back to the engine power for evade to dodge the ships. So that's actually going to work out pretty well, I think. So let's put that theory to the test. So the double shield is obviously really good for, and he's got a teleport bomb. So if I take out all of his weapons right away, then it doesn't really matter about the teleports. The only thing I was curious about is a missile weapon. But because this is just a laser, my shields are going to be able to soak that for the most part. So we'll watch to see what happens with the asteroids. So basically watching, and see, I didn't even have to do my stealth because the asteroid just jacked him. So I'm going to I'm still going to stealth those so that he can't do this one here, and then I will pound the rest of him. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for another asteroid to come in, and then I'm going to hit his weapon with the hull laser. Actually, I'll hit the weapon with the heavy laser, hit the shield with the dual laser, and then I'll do the hull laser because it does 2 times on the other one, and it'll probably almost kill him. So we're just going to wait 1 second here. My stealth is about to go down, that's the problem. So I might have to still, yeah, that kind of sucks. I was expecting an asteroid to come in there and hit him, but I guess they're taking their time. That would have been really nice, because if the asteroid would have hit, I could have just killed him anyways. But you kind of like when things go the way you plan. Backup DNA bank. It's for clone bank, which I don't use. At least I'm not on this ship. So that'll be good for selling. Probably get about 25 or 30 scrap out of it. Alright, so there's another asteroid field. This one is the sun. I'm going to skip the dead zone because I'm not doing well on fuel. I'm going to do another version of the asteroid field, see how it goes. Missile and heavy laser, that's okay. Should be able to dodge both of them. Actually, asteroid did great there, so I didn't even need to dodge now because I can soak this one. Alright, so we will let this go for a little bit here. And as soon as a asteroid hits him, like that, now it's all over. So we're going to do hull laser. We're going to do dual laser. We're going to do heavy laser. And good night, sir. And he wants to barter. Ha! No, sir. We will not accept surrender. He may be dead before I even get to shoot him. I was thinking maybe the asteroid would kill him. 35 scrap, no fuel though. That's alright though. Alright, so our fuel is getting pretty dire right now, so we basically need to make a beeline for the exit and hope to God that there's a store. If there's no store, then the Nesasio is going to come to an unfortunate end. So, possible ship, and exit. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 to go on. We'll finish with no scrap. So, unless there's a store right here, it's going to be pretty ugly finish for us, but we've had a good time so far, so we'll just keep on keeping on. Alright, so being that there's no what am I trying to say? There's no asteroid, so it's not going to take out any of this stuff. I'm going for the max evade, and I guess it's not a full evade. I thought maybe this would take me up to 40, but I guess there are diminishing returns. So it's going to be a 98% chance, which is kind of BS because it should have taken me up to 40%. I'm a little bit disappointed there. So I'm going to let him shoot both of these. And fortunately, I dodged them both. So, alright, so we need to take out weapons. We're going to fire all 3 of them as weapons. I'm going to hold off on the heavy laser and let the other ones fire first. Do more damage to the system and start a fire, so. While that's up, we'll shoot his shields. And unfortunately, he is toasted. I wish all of them went that well. I really did. 41 scrap, that's good. We're starting to get back up there. I don't know if we're going to go much past the dual shields. I think we'll probably keep that, but we're really looking, as we're hitting up to Sector 4, we need to figure out what we're going to do with our weapon loadout, and that's where most of our scrap's going to go now. We need to get one really powerful weapon, and then we can drop the heavy laser and keep these other ones. But we definitely need something, and possibly even a drone system might be not a bad idea. Alright, so still no store available. If there's no store, it doesn't even matter about talking about long-term stuff because we're going to be screwed. Alright, so flak gun. Looks like it is a flak gun Mark 1, so not a problem. We can easily dodge that and go the same route as we did before. So as long as it fires and missed, that's the real deal. Okay, so hull laser, dual laser, and then heavy laser. So eat that. Nice thing is they have to put out the fires before they can actually fix stuff. And no, I wish there was a third option where you could say you're offended by the offer and attack even harder, but I think they got the point. Got a little bit of fuel back, net gain of 2, so that's always good. especially in the situation we're in. I was hoping that one of these was a store, so the gambit now here is to basically hit up this node to see if this is a store. Or, I mean, it doesn't pay to go downward. We could see what this one and this one is, but we're going to be missing out on this one here. So we can take the sure thing here and then just get out of here with, let's see, 6 and then 5, like 4 fuel. Realistically, if we go down to here, we're going to be able to buy maybe 3 fuel. It's going to be a net loss anyways, for the most part, or at the very least break even. So I am going to just take this one here and get out of here. Unfortunately, if the stores aren't going to present themselves, there's not much I can do. Alright, let's fight this guy. Same as before, not a problem. The only time these are problematic are when their weapons load at different speeds. In this case, they're the same, so that's not a problem. Dodged. And dodged again. So 1, 2, and 3 for the fire. Oh, it didn't start a fire this time. That's a bummer. And he's playing dodgy McDodgerton now. Could take the positive fuel. I'm almost tempted to do that to get 1 more fuel. But I really want that scrap, so 1 fuel in the grand scheme of things isn't going to save me. So I'm just going to hope for the best. And there he goes. Rewards, 2 fuel, so I got it anyways, so good for me. And I got 42 scrap. Alright, exit. Alright, so, well, we got a little free event here. No fuel, but we got some scrap. We are going to be hitting up next time. We're getting our first civilian sector, so we're going to maybe find some stores in here. That should be really good for us. We can spend some of our scrap and buy some more fuel. And then ultimately, because we take this route, we will hit one of these other civilian sectors as well. But we're probably just going to go all the way down. We don't know what these are yet. We'll basically pick the lesser of the 2 evils. Hopefully it's something that we can actually manage. Until then, though, that's going to wrap up this sector, so we will see you again next week. Thanks. Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting my channel. If you like this video, please show your continued support by hitting that like button, and be sure to check out both my YouTube channels for new content all the time. And always remember, peace is a lie, there's only passion. We'll see you next time.